Hey guys, Old Guy Gaming here, back again with another MTG Arena video, and tonight we're going to handle a couple of decks that have been a little reluctant to play recently, to be perfectly honest with you, and that is going to be budget mono black. So, my favorite color of Magic is black. I think I've explained that several times on multiple videos. And mono black currently in Guilds of Ravnica Standard is the one monocolored deck that I feel can't stand up on its own. So when you look at some of the other colors by themselves in mono form, some of them are really, really good. Mono red, of course, being mono red. Mono red's always really, really good. Mono blue, the mono blue tempo deck, winning tournaments. It's definitely what I consider maybe a tier 1.5 kind of deck. I mean, it's definitely up there as far as levels of competitiveness. And the mono white life gain decks, token decks, that kind of thing, that's still a big part of the meta. So those decks are pretty high. And then, of course, mono green Stompy, I'd say is probably a tier 2 deck, but still really, really good. But mono black isn't there, at least not in Guilds of Ravnica Standard. So black is a fantastic support color, and you see it in a lot. You see it in Dimir in black blue. You see it in Golgari black green. I mean, it's got a lot of great cards that help prop up and support other colors, but it just doesn't have what it takes to really stand on its own competitively. There's a lot of great fun decks that you can play with it, but nothing really super competitive. So I'm hoping beyond hope that in the next set, Guilds of Ravnica or Ravnica Alliances or Allegiances, that we're going to get more cards to kind of help mono black stand up on its own. Now, of course, in the standard before Guilds of Ravnica rotated out, we had things like Fatal Push, and we had the entire block of the Amonkhet and Hour Devastation zombies, where you could build a really good mono black zombie deck. It was really awesome. I mean, it wasn't necessarily tier 1, but it's definitely in the tier 1, tier 2 range. You could play a competitive zombie deck. Well, all of that's gone. So, I mean, it still has its removal. It's still there. It still kind of has discard, but it doesn't really have a ton of mechanics behind it to really capitalize on its what it can do by itself. So here's to hoping that whenever Guilds of... I keep saying that. Ravnica Alliances or Allegiances comes out, that there's going to be more cards for mono black that can kind of help get it to stand up on its own. So tonight, what we're going to do is we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to do a budget deck. Now, budget in Arena is a little different than you would consider in standard paper Magic. So there are a lot of good, rare, mythic cards out there, but because they don't get played and they're not really part of the top tier decks, you can pick them up for 25 cents, $1, US dollars, of course. So, like, there's a lot of good cards that you can get on the cheap to build budget decks on. In paper, you can build a $40 budget deck that actually really does really well, and it's got rares and mythics in it. That's not how it works in Arena. So it is one of the downsides to the economy. I praise the upsides, because a $60 mythic is one wild card, but the downside to that is a 25-cent mythic is also one wild card. It's all on equal footing. So when you talk about budget decks in Arena, mostly you're looking for decks that are comprised of commons and uncommon cards. So the deck that we're going to talk about tonight in mono black sort of control is just that. It's comprised almost entirely of common and uncommon cards. The only two rare cards are going to be two Vraska's Contempts, one of which I believe you get in the starter deck, so it's going to cost you basically one rare. So let's kind of dive into the deck. This deck, it's so funny. It is such a weird little deck, but it wins. It wins in the weirdest, craziest ways. Its sole purpose, of course, is it's got removal because it's black, and it's going to take out creatures out of the way, but it definitely builds on discarding creatures and gaining life, and anytime you gain life, things discard. It's really kind of a funny little deck. So we're going to start off with two Pilfering Imps, 1/1 flyer. You can sacrifice it, of course, for 2 mana. Only when you can cast a sorcery, which obviously means on your turn, and look at their hand and choose them to discard a non-land card. Super cool. Vicious Conquistador, still one of the best 1-drops in black. It's a 1/2, but when it taps, it does an additional damage. So even if it doesn't get through, it still does that 1 damage. Vicious Rumors. Vicious Rumor does a whole bunch of things. It does the damage to them. That's cool. Makes them discard a card. That's cool. And then makes them toss the top card in their library into their graveyard. That's cool. And then, oh, by the way, you gain a life on top of all that. So there's a whole bunch of stuff that comes into this that gets unpacked. It's really kind of fun. Burglar Rats are hysterical. So I recognize if you're a Rat player, I mean, obviously this kind of fits in the Rat deck. But what it does is when it comes into the battlefield, each opponent discards a card. So ideally, turn 1, you Vicious Rumor. Turn 2, you're dropping Burglar Rat. You've already dropped 2 cards out of their hand right away. You're really gaining card advantage and getting them down relatively quickly. Cast downs are there, of course, to get any creatures out of the way that you don't like. Dark Legion Zealot kind of helps you get some of the card draw that you might need, because this one does kind of run out a little bit quickly. And, you know, it is a vampire. There's some other things in here, Arterial Flow, for example, that keys off of vampires being in place. It's kind of in there for that. Sovereign's Bite, it's basically a red burn spell. You do 3 damage and you gain 3 life. It's fantastic. Ulterior Flow causes them to discard 2 cards. And if you have a vampire in play, they lose 2 life and you gain 2 life. It does so much. There's so much in this card. Murder, of course, being in there for the more bigger creatures like legendaries that you can't get off the board. Skymarch Bloodletter, 2/2 flyer, and of course you gain a life whenever it comes into play and they lose a life. You're starting to recognize a theme here with this deck. So Fell Specter is kind of one of the ultimates and where you're trying to get towards. It's only a 1/3 flyer, so it's not going to win you the game in the air, but every time they discard a card, they lose 2 life. So there's so many things in here that are causing players to discard cards and doing additional damage on top of it. Same with Raider's Wake. Ever since I saw this card whenever when Ixalan came out, I wanted to do something with this card. But there was never enough behind it to really make it as much as I thought it was going to be. So whenever opponent discards a cards, they lose 2 life. Common theme here. And Raid, at the beginning of your end state, if you attack with a creature, they have to discard a card. So you continuously get that card draw. So they have no creatures in their hand. Any creatures they put into play, you're taking them out with control cards like Cast Down, Vraska's Contempt, the rares that we have in there, and you just win. I mean, it's such a weird little deck. I'm not calling it super hyper competitive. It's mostly a fun deck, but a couple other cards in here. Vampire Sovereign, it's basically the big brother to Skymarch Bloodletter. It does 3 instead of 1, and then it's a 3/4 flyer. Memorial to Folly will actually help you pull some of those cards that you need out of your graveyard. So that's the deck. Let's go and try it out. Now, again, I'm not calling this hyper competitive by any stretch of the imagination, but it is kind of a fun deck. And like I said, it wins games in a really weird way sometimes. It just finds a way to eke out a win in the stupidest ways. I've had some of the funniest games with this deck. Hope everyone's New Year is going well. This is actually our first official... Well, no, I think I've recorded a video since New Year's. So, I hope your New Year's going well. 2019, hope it's going well. Ab's World. Oh, let's start the discard and control right away. I will absolutely keep that. Pilfering Imp, too. It's a 1/1 flyer for 1. Like, even if it did nothing else, it's anti-Healer's Hawk. Super cool card. And we will say hello like a gentleman. Boros. Oh boy, this should be fun. So we're going to Vicious Rumors, do the damage, make him drop a card that he doesn't want to drop. And punch him in the face for 1. What did he drop? Ooh, he dropped a land. Ooh, Burning Sun's Avatar. Oh no, ooh, okay, cool. So nothing to murder, so we're going to go ahead and Vicious Conquistador. I want to see what he's got. What has he got that I don't want to deal with? I don't want to deal with the Raptor. And it puts him in a position he can't. Oh, let's Burglar Rats and make him drop another card. This thing is super annoying so quick. And we'll go ahead in there for 2. 1 from his ability and 1 from the damage he's actually going to do. Ripjaw Raptor. Good thing we have something to deal with that. See, now he's in this position where he's got 1 card in hand, and I have answers for everything he's got. If he lays down a big creature, I can murder it. Drover the Mighty. Don't like the idea of him getting things for cheap. Oh, but I know he's building into something. I'm going to make him block with it. Let's see what happens. I figured he would take it. We'll Fell Specter this time. And make him drop that card. He dropped a Galta. It's so funny. Oh, it makes me laugh so hard, this deck. So now, obviously, he has no cards in hand. Let's drop the Mana Dork down. There's no need to Vicious Rumors at this point. He taps it for mana out of spite. I think I'm just going to go ahead and do some damage here. I'm okay with that. He probably drew a land and decided that it was over. So this is what I mean with this deck. I mean, it's not super hyper competitive in any way, shape, or form, but it's just hysterical, and it will win games in the weirdest ways. What are you looking forward to in the new set coming out? Myself, I saw a 2/1 skeleton with a little bit of recursion. I'm a huge fan of mono black creatures that have an ability to come out. It's clearly meant for Rakdos because it's meant to go into a deck that does damage. That's how you recur it out of the graveyard. But I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a cool addition to a zombie skeleton deck. Give him a little bit of death touch, and then you have that option later on in life to do things like Vicious Rumor and get him out of the graveyard. A whole bunch of drop. Yep. I'm going to like this. Wish I had one more mana. I shall keep it. We will be a gentleman and say hello. What? What? Oh, you didn't like my little discard creature? Boo to you, sir. Boo to you. I'm gonna find ways to make you discard, by the way. Oh, like double Raider's Wake? Drop a card, my friend. Oh, Carnage Tyrant. Boo. Oh, he's playing Golgari with no green mana. This is gonna be interesting. I'm gonna discard the Sovereign and one Raider's Wake, since I have two. I really want to hold on to the cast on in case he gets something big out. I shall sacrifice Burglar Rat. That's why I don't get Plague Crafter. I know everyone's like, he's basically an elimination spell as far as I'm concerned. And here's the drop spells coming out. Oh look, I attacked. Now you have to drop that card out of your hand. It is the stupidest deck, but it works so well. And then, oh, I'm going to punish you by putting... Oh, if you can't cast it, oh well, because you're going to lose it next turn. Ah, that's a good call. That's a good call. That stinks, actually. Pilfering Imp. Now he's going to waste all of his removal, preventing me. Assassin's Trophy. Oh, he's going to Assassin's Trophy his Raider's Wake. Okay. That's an interesting choice. Sure, I'll take the land. Help reshuffle the deck if nothing else. He has to know that any card that he holds into his hand, I'm gonna make him lose. I guess he gets it. Now, unfortunately, that means since there's only 2 Raiders Wakes in there, that both of those are gone. I still have the Fell Specters that could come out and help. It's just funny to be able to automatically, especially if I'd gotten 2 of them online, would have been so much fun. Draw a card. Cool. I'm going to make you discard it. He's going to hate me so bad. So unless he can cast it this turn. Okay. I got another one. So now it's just a question of he's either going to... Like, it's interesting that he's got Duresses on main board. That's actually really kind of cool. Why did... Oh, because it's not on my turn. Oh, Memorial to Folly. We'll do that. At some point in time, he's going to get a card that he has to hold on to. Like now. You drop cards out of my hand, I drop them out of yours, good friend. I am going to pull something out of the graveyard. How about you? Should have gone with Burglar Rats now that I'm thinking about it. Oh well. No need to add insult to injury. Haha! Didn't hold under a creature. Haha! There we go. And now it's only a matter of time. So like I said, it's the craziest weird black control deck ever. Target opponent discards 2 cards. If you attack... Sure, I only have those to give it... I'm going to hold on to that since his... Unless he lays something down here that's fantastic, the game's over. Yes! Weird black janky deck wins again. See, this is some of the stuff I really, really enjoy about Magic. Playing, don't get me wrong, competitive Magic's fun. It really is. And I'd like to hope that someday I can get to be that level of player at some point to be really, really good. This is the stuff that makes fun. This is the stuff where I really genuinely enjoy playing Magic. It's just fun games. Like, it's not Smash Mount. You're completely destroyed within 2 turns. You have no chance whatsoever. Ooh, all the discard, no vampires. But Arterial Flow. This could get funny. This could actually get really funny. Make you discard a card right off the top. It's even funnier whenever they like have mulligan down to like 5 cards. And you throw this out turn 1, they're like, oh, I hate my life. Ooh, what do we miss? Interesting. Healer's Hawk. None of my 2-drops. This will get... Well, he'll gain some life. I'm kind of okay with it, actually. That thing... I'm really... So this, I get the fact that it's a 3-1. It's great in an aggro deck, but the amount of life that people are willing to take for this 1-1 is beyond me. It also looks like he's having a little bit of mana trouble himself, so having him drop 2 more cards is probably not gonna make him happy. You have no mana. There's no effects that you can pay. It's waiting for this. If you want to pay 4 life, just pass. The Odonto Vanguard is what's doing that for you. Kind of waiting on you, my friend. It's not me, right? Yeah, no, I'm waiting. Come on. I'm guilty of this myself. I've done this. There we go. He's figured it out. I've done this myself, where you're like, oh, it is kind of waiting on me. I'm going to do Arterial Flow first, because I want to really mess with this hand. I recognize that I'm still going to take 4 to the face next turn, but Sovereign's Bite will help catch up with that. What else did he drop? Heroic Reinforcements. Cool. Another Adanto Vanguard. Alright, this is going to start getting problematic. So having a creature to block might be nice. No, why would we do that? Let's just gain some life. Yeah, I was going to say, he's not really going to care about it. Alright, he is having some serious mana issues, but I really need to get a creature down. I know I have them. Alright. So even if he attacks with his Adanto Vanguard, I can still kill it, and it's going to cost him 4 mana to stay alive. Or 4 life, I mean. Super counterintuitive in my mind for a life gain deck, to be honest. I mean, I get that you're supposed to have a lot of life main board. I'm going to make you pay it. Sure. And now my blockers are coming out. So at least I have some answers here. No. I really want to make him continue to pay 4 life per Adanto Vanguard. Because he'll kill himself. I mean, eventually he's going to have to recognize that paying that is not worth it. Not today, he's not. So he's really going to take 8 life. I mentioned again, you're really going to pay 8 life. I don't get it. I don't get it. You're willing to kill yourself. Oh, well. That stinks. So this would have been much better if we'd have gotten a few more of our creatures. They are going to get ahead of us. It's Boros aggro. I mean, that's what it does. So we will congratulate them on a game well played. Darn it. Really wish... no removal. No removal. Like, the Adanto's Vanguard, I was actually kind of... like, I like those things staying on the board, because they're just going to drain themselves of life to play that card and keep it into play, which, again, I don't understand. Once, maybe. Twice. But, I mean, by that point in time... when you've milled yourself down to single digits of life to keep a 1/1 creature alive on the board, and you have more creatures on the board, I don't... Maybe it's just me. Possibly. I just don't understand the strategy. Everyone must be playing ranked today. Everyone must be playing ranked. Or the MMR matcher has no idea what to do with 0 rare or 2 rare black weird deck. Like, I don't know what to do with this. Alright, we have a creature. We have a vampire to go with it. Okay, we're going to keep that and see how it goes. None of our turn 1 drops, of course. Me suspects a Golgari deck. is afoot. He's gonna love Arterial Flow. A little too much, actually. I can self-mill? That's awesome. And that's interesting. You don't normally put the Findbroker in your own graveyard. You usually cast it. So right about now is where we'd want Raider's Wake to come in. Look at that. Magic's easy. Just play what you want. Just call the card out and say, yes, I would like this card, please. And it happens. Magically. Yeah, I know. He gets to flip it over, and then he can spend the mana for it. That's awesome for him. But I attacked, so now he's going to start dropping cards and taking 2 damage for it. Interesting how that works, huh? Like I said, this deck just wins in the weirdest ways. Oh, boo. Second person to Assassin's Trophy. Vicious Rumors. No? Boo. Let's go drain him here. Drain him again. Drain him again. Sure. Mill more cards into your graveyard. That's awesome. I recognize he can pull it out, but he needs 5 mana to do so. And it may be too late. I've got enough removal here. If he doesn't have the mana, obviously that's going to be a problem. Glowsworn Shaman. How many cards does he have left? Holy cow. Okay, so we're going to kill that. Going to go in and do some more damage. Got him down to 4. Hey, he's got it. Yeah, now he can actually pull something out. Vraska, do I care?
Go ahead.
He can drop 1, kill 1, then I kill Vraska.
They vanish all the time.
It's an interesting stay of execution as far as I'm concerned. Because I'm still going to do 1 damage to him and 1 damage to her. So I'm kind of okay with this.
You'll pay for that.
Yeah, so next turn... I should have Arterial Flowed. It would have... Well, it'll do it this turn. Okay... I mean, I guess he's getting desperate at this point. I'm actually really surprised... Oh, he's no card, so it's actually kind of pointless. I'm actually really surprised he hasn't cast... I don't know... anything? Like, he's got Journey to Eternity. He's got 5 mana. Return something to the graveyard. From the graveyard. I'm really kind of surprised. Excellent. And then we murder it. And then I cast this. Draw a card. Drop the land. Arterial Flow to drop the card out of his hands. I gain 2 life. Then he's down to... See how stupid this deck is? It's so funny. It is so funny. I don't know if I'd consider this like a well-tuned Golgari deck. I mean, it has a lot of the traditional markings of a Golgari deck, but I mean, so far, one of the better decks in the... Sure. I'm going to Contempt it. And he's going to lose. Because now he's tapped down. He's going to cry. And that's a win! Weird, janky, black control deck wins again against a pretty okay Golgari deck. So I do hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe. It really does help out the channel. So we have hit 100 and some odd subscribers. I think it was 102 when I looked at this morning. So thank you guys so much. That was really kind of the first milestone that I was looking for the channel. I had high hopes of hitting that goal before New Year's. However, that did not happen. It did happen on the 1st of January, so it kind of spilled over into 2019. So my plan, of course, is to celebrate 100 subscribers. And by doing so, I'm going to wait until the new set comes out, and I am going to put some real money into Arena, and I'm going to get 100 packs of the new set. Whatever number I'm at for subscribers the day that I record that video, that's how many packs I'm going to open. So if I'm at 108 subscribers, I'm going to open 108 packs. I am going to cap that, however, at 200 packs. So, like, if something weird happened and everyone sees that video and says, oh, let's see if we can make Ed spend a whole bunch of money, you can do that if you want, but 200 is kind of the cap of where I'm going to put it at. So, if 118 subscribers, I'm going to open 118 packs that day to celebrate. So the day that the set releases, that's what I intend to do, to thank all of you and kind of get a look at some of the new cards that are coming out of the new set. I'm really looking forward to it. Plus, it'll help give me a nice base to start building decks in the new meta. So do hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe. It does help out the channel. If you are so inclined, there is a Patreon as well. That is patreon.com/oldguygamingmtga. And until next time, guys, we will see you in the arena. This video was brought to you in no small part by our patrons. If you would like to help out the channel, go to www.patreon.com/oldguygamingmtga, and thank you for your support.